Breathe, A Child's Guide to Ascension, Pentecost, and the Growing Time by Alary, illustrated by Cathrin Peterslund. The day of Pentecost is coming. The church is changing color. The white and gold of Easter will soon burst into flaming red, then cool to green. The world outside has its own seasons. It is changing colors too. In many places, the whites and browns of winter have been folded away for another year. Colors are bursting out everywhere. Wildflowers in ditches, birds flashing bright wings, dandelions popping out in unexpected places. Everything is greening. It feels like the sleeping world is waking up again. Taking a deep breath, getting ready to grow. "I am going away," said Jesus. "You will not see me anymore." His friends could not understand. On that terrible day when Jesus died, their world seemed to crumble. They held tight to one another to keep from tumbling into emptiness. But then, how was it possible? He was back. Wild joy sprang up in them. This time, they promised, "We will hold on to him and never let go." But Jesus shattered their hopes. Like small children, his friends clung to him, overflowing with questions. "Where are you going? Can we come too? When will you come back? Who will stay with us?" But Jesus gathered them close and said, "Don't be afraid. I will never leave you alone. A helper is coming to show you the way, to stand by you, to comfort you, to be with you always. Wait and watch." Then he was gone, like smoke from a candle, dissolving into thin air. They held their breath and waited. Sometimes I hold my breath when I am scared, or when something hurts a lot. Saying goodbye to someone you love hurts. When they go, they leave an empty space no one else can fill. Other people come, but it is not the same. I wonder why Jesus came back to his friends only to go away again. Why did he get their hopes up? That must have hurt. They must have been afraid. I guess everyone is afraid sometimes. Afraid of losing someone important. Afraid of new things. Afraid of change. Afraid of being alone. It would help to have a friend who never goes away. I wonder who that could be. On the last Sunday of Easter, we hear the story of the Ascension. That is a big word that means going up. As we hear the story of how Jesus went back to God, the storyteller lights a candle, then puts out the flame. A curlicue of smoke rises, then dissolves into the air. I can smell it even after it disappears. The light is still with us in some way, but it is not the same. After Jesus went away, his friends huddled together behind thick walls and locked doors. Fear squeezed their throats until it was hard to breathe. They had no idea what they were waiting for, but Jesus had promised a helper was coming. Then the story splits in two, like branches of a tree. In one branch, the Spirit comes like fire, showering everyone with sparks until their fear is burned away, and they crackle with courage to say and do new things, things they never thought they could. Unruly as a wild wind, the Spirit scatters them like seeds. Wherever they settle, they tell the story of Jesus in different ways, so everyone can understand. In the other branch, the Spirit comes gently. Jesus slips silently into that locked room. "Receive the Spirit," he says, and breathes out. In the very beginning, so the story in Genesis goes, the Spirit sighed and fluttered over the waters, breathing life into the world. As they sit quietly with Jesus, breathing in, his friends feel their hearts settle into a steady beat. Their fear drains away and they feel alive again. Jesus slips away unnoticed, but his friends are no longer afraid. Now they understand. The Spirit that was in Jesus is in them too, always, as close as their own breath. On the day of Pentecost, the church is dressed in red, the color of fire. We celebrate the gift of the Spirit with a cake and candles, streamers and pinwheels. The wind catches them and sets them spinning. It breathes into the banners over our heads and makes them dance. I can't see the wind, but I know when it is near, it makes things move. On the night of Pentecost, we have a bonfire. The blaze makes a circle of warmth. It lights up our faces as we sing. A spark leaps out and burns a hole in my blanket. Maybe anything powerful can destroy as well as create. Maybe they go together, like death and life. When they felt the Spirit in them, connecting them with Jesus, his friends began to say and do the things Jesus had done. They healed. They welcomed strangers. They shared what they had. They listened and understood. They forgave. They loved with open hearts. The Spirit flowed through them, breathed through them, changed the world through them, sometimes in surprising ways. The end.